So me and Michael are going to embrace each other in the chat, and you guys get to watch
Hell yeah.
because that's what we do. That's what real
Triple
men
X
do.
rating for this show.
Real men embrace.
Hell yeah.
So, all right. So somebody was talking about your book, right? And they said the embrace is like, I guess Image would be considered mainstream now. Let's be honest. Image is mainstream.
Yeah.
Right? We're not going to make, fuck all that bullshit. But it's kind of a mainstream company that produces indie comics. But I can actually say like Spawn I would consider mainstream. Like it's got the numbers and it, but everybody's saying that your book is the indie answer to Spawn. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, I mean, whoever said that, thank you. Those are pretty big laurels to be putting on my head. All I wanted to do was make this this character that was kind of my love letter to things like James O'Bare's The Crow and Robert Kirkman and Todd McFarlane's Haunt and everything like that. And it's just really resonated with people, and I think we've got a dynamite concept that I do think is very reminiscent of those old Image books. And yeah, no, I I don't know if I feel comfortable enough saying that, because I think that makes me have a little bit too much of an inflated ego. But yeah, sure, we're the indie answer.
Well, I have to say, like, personally, my first glance at the character design, I wasn't super impressed with it because it was just weird. Like, I mean, he had like hands like on him, and a star in the middle. I was like, that's a very weird costume idea, But then the more I looked at it, and then what made me investigate it further was people were saying like it's the indie answer to Spawn, right? And I was like, okay, let me take a closer look at this character, And when I checked out his powers, like he has these little creepy hands coming off of him and grabbing people and shit like that, I was like, nah, that's cool, right? And it does remind me a lot of Haunt, like the costume design a little bit. Like the star threw me a little bit, but everything else is really cool, especially the hands. Like I like that. Like not the hands on his costume, but the hands coming out. That's really cool. I'm not sure what is. I'll be honest. I never read your campaign. I just kind of looked over it real quickly. Yeah. Well, I mean, one thing I do like, and I'll be straight with you. Like I was looking for campaigns to back the other night because I was like, you know what? I want to get some new comics, but I don't want the same old shit that's out there, and all that kind of crap. And I don't feel like digging in vintage comics. Like if you look behind me, I got boxes back here full of vintage comics, I wanted something new and different. And the one thing that pissed me off was that most people do not put their page count on their campaign. And I was like, well, that's even though I'm very super interested in the book, I'm not gonna waste my time with it because I don't see a page count. I gotta see a page count. If you're asking me to spend $25 or $30 on your book plus shipping, you better have a page count on it, dude.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and you do. You have a page count, and I'm glad to see that it's over 32 pages. That's not bad.
Yeah, and like the other big thing is that we have, so when I was like obviously I'm not gonna go to launch a campaign until I have I'm the writer, so like I made sure that our script's been ready since well before launch. Like we went through all of our drafting and everything. The only thing that will change with the script are minor tweaks where if Dean says, hey, I think that this will look better if we do it this way, like little minor changes while we're in production from translating the script into the comic. But otherwise that script is done. So like I knew it's like, okay, we have this many pages. And then on top of that, we have I think our max out stretch goal that we have right now adds another 12 pages to the book. So you'll be getting tentatively, if we end up doing it that well, you'll end up getting, just for the base book at 52 pages.
Okay, that's really good actually. Are you going to add any extra content besides that, like production art or anything,
Yeah.
on top of it,
So
or?
so what we have going is we ended up having a fan art contest uh during the pre-launch, and we actually had around 10 a little over 10 submissions to that fan art contest. And so the top 3 of those fan art contests, and then the person that inspired the fan art contest, their pieces are being turned into a fan art gallery that'll be inside the book. And so that'll like the 40 pages is just story. So like when you
Yeah,
include graphics, and then we'll obviously have like a thank you page, and then the fan art gallery. Like I'd say that it'd be pretty safe to put our page count for the base book at around 48 pages.
yeah.
Maybe like onesie two, like splitting hairs and what have you. But we also have a special edition of the book, with the Barton Brothers cover on that, and that we actually have. We'll be throwing in character sheets. I'm going to be doing a PDF of the script, where I'm going to be taking the pages and putting them on, transposing them onto a Photoshop document, so that way it can get printed inside the book. So like the people that I'll have that get that special edition will have all of all of the skeleton of the Embracce, the original script, the character sheets that we did. And yeah.
I okay. So your page count's good. I really dig the Barton Brothers' style. Like I really like their art
Yes.
style. That's why I backed their book. I think I backed the black and white too, because it was so good in black and white. I didn't want color on it. Um, the artwork inside the Embracce, it's not that bad. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it's like right on the verge of being, in my opinion, it's right on the verge of being like compete with mainstream, I guess, or it could be an image book or something like that. I it looks a little bit um computer generated, as far as the like the lawns and stuff like that. One thing I have, like, but the feel of it, it definitely has a dark feel to it, like really moody panels.
Yeah.
And I really dig that. I think that's cool because it pushes the story. And when I seen this page right here, I was blown away. I was like, nah, that's cool. Like the artwork really conveys emotion really well, and the mood of the book. And
Yeah.
I think the mood has more to do with the colorist in this than the artist. But as far as like the emotion that's coming across, that's definitely the artist.
Yeah.
And yeah, I dig that. I think it's cool. Like this, I would put this book in my collection. Like I really dig it. Especially, I mean, these pages are nice, dude. Like, I don't know. This is probably your in page. I have no idea. But this one, I love the color dynamics on here, and fucking everything's just really cool. I like the way you conveyed his powers. Like I'm not sure what are his powers anyway. Like I know he's got a bunch of hands, but
so like the way that we've kind of been explaining it is, imagine like a symbiote, except it's powered by ghosts.
yeah,
Right. So like the star on his chest is actually the soul of his son, and that's what's kind of powering and empowering and generating everything for the suit. And so like the hands that are around his like torso and everything are meant to be representative of his sons, and they are his like defense. So like like if somebody comes in to try and like punch him or something like that, one of those will like pop up and like grab somebody's punch or what have you. I think we have something like that in the book, if I recall from the script. But then the big thing is that he can like generate the hands from wherever, and kind of shoot them out like Venom would use his tendrils or something like that. And we have a lot of fun stuff planned for the suit's powers as the book as the story progresses. I don't want to go too far into that, but like the suit can do all sorts of really cool things.
Yeah. I'm like, the more I'm hearing, the more I'm digging it. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I think it's really cool. I think people should jump on it. Actually, I think it's really good. Let me see where you're at as far as your backers. Okay, so it's getting made.
Yeah, no, like we funded in 4 days, and with
Okay.
only 60, like it's been incredibly humbling because when we did the pre-launch page has 230 backers.
Yeah.
With the 230 people signed up for the pre-launch, and so right now we're just shy of 70, and we're getting close to 4K, and it's only been a week.
Yeah.
Like we still have the whole rest of the first 30 days to go. It's incredibly humbling. This is my third crowdfunded book, and both of my books before have successfully funded, and we've come close to breaking the 5-figure barrier.
Yeah.
My first book was just shy of 9K, and my second book was at around 8. But like this is so heavily outpacing them, and I mean, understandably so. Like this book is on a whole other level than that one, than my other books. And that's not to downplay Elysian Fields. I love that book, and we are offering a remaster of the 0 issue of that along with this campaign, because I am confident in that series, and I want to showcase how that's going to be growing.
I
As
think
well.
I heard of Elysian Fields from Inchai Comic Guy, actually.
Yes, he did a review. He did a review, and it was one of those things where like he tore us apart on a whole bunch of stuff that we could improve, namely in getting a dedicated colorist, which was the big thing that we did for this remaster. We got Avery Ferdinand, who's worked on things like Harlan Buck, and he is just crushing the colors on this. It's really bringing a whole nother
I've like gotten into Inchai's videos because he's pretty honest. Like, he can be
yeah.
really brutal
Oh,
at times, dude.
he does not pull punches. But the big thing that happened during his review for mine that I was like, oh my god, was him being like, this is easily like the best book. Like
Yeah.
this and Kyrie or Kyrie. I'm sure I'm either way. I'm butchering it. But like to be held to that kind of regard as a writer, it was awesome, but also super nerve-wracking because like he then backed my follow-up to Elysian Fields Pyramid Gambit, and
Yeah.
we're in the middle of fulfilling that right now.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay. Yeah.
And so I'm just I am I am waiting for the Pyramid Gambit review to go up. Like, oh, what's he gonna kick the crap out of me about here today?
No, I think I think if you can handle his criticism, then you probably shouldn't be creating work.
No, 100%. And that's my like I was Army infantry,
Yeah,
like,
watch the next book he does is going to be Doc Salem. He's going to tear me out. Like, no, fuck you, Hitchhike.
well, like I have no problem with taking constructive criticism, and in fact, that was one of the big reasons why I did the remaster of the issue 0. Is I wanted to show people that I listen, that like every
absolutely.
single bit of constructive criticism that we got in the from the reviews that I've seen of Elysian Fields issue 0, I wanted to go back and repackage that issue to fix every single mistake that had been pointed out.
Yeah.
And that's what we're doing. That's how we grow as artists. That's how we grow as creators, is by listening to the fans who have that constructive feedback to give to us. Because if we don't listen to the people who are paying us to make content, then what's going to stop them from buying somebody else's book over yours?
No. You're absolutely right, and that's one that should be the first thing you learn whenever you're creating work is for the public. You know what I'm saying? Like, is to take criticism, and
100%.
I'd much rather somebody be brutally honest than somebody pad their opinion. You know, because if you're telling me, oh no, it's a great book. I'm like, yeah, but what'd you like about it? You know, the stuff.
The stuff in the thing.
Yeah, the thing and the stuff.
You got characters.
And the boobies. The boobies are great. You know,
you got plot and the pictures, man. The pictures. They're great.
It's all about the pictures. But yeah, I mean, like when I put Doc Salem out there, like I didn't have an editor, and that was the like I knew when people would pad me, I knew when they weren't, because I knew there were grammar errors, you know, and spelling errors and stuff like that in there that I didn't catch, and like a few people were like, no, it's a great book. People were like, it's a great book, but you need to work on this, you need to do this, and you need to do that. You know what I'm saying? And that's where you start. That's where I started taking notes. You know what you see where I'm going with that? Like,
100%.
Yeah, I like this though. This cover. Are y'all doing a crossover, or is this just like a one-time thing?
What we're doing is that Dave Brink, who does Perfect 10, is a good friend of mine, and we were talking, and we got this idea to do cross promotion between our books. And so if you buy Perfect 10 issue 2 and you buy the Embracce, you get this crossover pinup. And the way that we're facilitating that is I'm going to be handling the distribution of this pinup. So when you back both books, you shoot me a message through the Indiegogo campaign that with your backer number for both books, and then I will put you in the respective spreadsheet that will get of people that'll get this pinup.
Nice. Yeah, I dig the art. It's kind of classic.
Russ Leach is phenomenal. If you haven't if you're looking for a new comic book to get a hold of,
Only Death Can Save Us. Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it. It's badass.
It's pretty fantastic. I just finished it here yesterday. I got it about a week ago, and I hadn't had a chance to read it, and I read it in about 2 days. It's a long book, but it's really good.
I haven't had a chance to read it either, but what sold me was Russ's art, right? Because he's like, he reminds me of those classic artists. You know what I'm saying? Like
100%.
He definitely went to the Kirby school and school of 2000 AD, you know, and all that kind of stuff.
Those are his big influences.
Yeah. And yeah, when I seen it, I was like, and then I waited to the last minute to actually back it, because I was like, let me see. I don't know. Yeah. I kept thinking about it. I was like, is this legit? Let me make sure this is legit before I and then I finally just backed it. I was like, fuck it, let me just do it. And it's legit, dude. I have to say, like, that motherfucker did some good work on that book. Yeah, it's badass. Who's your colorist on
his name's Paul Billick. He does the colors for Shane Davis on Shinobi Sasquatch.
Yeah. And yeah, like he's not trying to overdo it. That's one thing I've noticed right offhand. Like he's actually not trying to overpower the art. He's trying to work with it. You know what I'm saying? Like
100%. And I think that he and Dean, Dean's line art and Paul's colors are partners so well.
Yeah.
And like you know, that page of him driving in the car is actually the first page that we got colored by Paul. It was we had a different colorist initially, and it didn't work out, and so we were going and talking to a few people, and we had Paul recommended to us, and that page was our sample page that we had sent out to people, and so we had sent him that to as the sample, and he sent it back to us, and we are like, yeah, okay, yeah, you're it.
Yeah, like he really does set a mood. Like he's got that shit down. Like
Yeah,
it's really cool.
and
Um,
that scene with David showing up for the first time in the book is so potent.
yeah,
It's really powerful. And that's again that like where Paul's colors really bring Dean's line work to a whole other level.
yeah, yeah. No, I definitely I dig it. Like I don't think this would work as black and white. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm.
it it needs this. It needs his colors to complete the feel of the book. Um, yeah, dude, I'm digging it. I think everybody else should dig it too. Like you should all back the Embrace. Let's watch your video and see what this is all about. If my
This is to be fair, this is like our teaser trailer. We are working on a full on trailer, but
okay.
we're waiting for one or two more pages to be colored for us to really put the full on trailer out. But this is our teaser.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's good. It's just 30 seconds.
All right.
It's super short.
All right. Yeah, that's not a problem. We got this. Okay, sweet. That was pretty short.
Yeah, as I said, like this was our teaser trailer that we had for the pre-launch mailing list and everything, and we are working on a full-on trailer. We're just waiting for these last set of pages to come in from Paul to get that going.
Yeah. I he had the suit on when his son died. What like was the suit pre-created
No,
before?
so his son died, and this comic takes place a year after the death of his kid.
Okay.
So like effectively what ends up happening is he got mugged with his son when they were on their way back from like sightseeing in the district, and he he was knocked out early on, and then his kid was murdered, and it's been a year, and the police, they don't have enough evidence to track down. They haven't been able to find anything, so they're dropping the case. And so Clarence has gone to the last place that he was with his kid to say goodbye. He has every intention of taking his own life, and then the ghost of his son stops him, and and in their embrace, Clarence is given a revelation of the people that were responsible, and then when he comes to, he's in the suit.
What about I don't want you to give too much away.
Mm-hmm.
One, I want to know, is this a complete story? Like, is it going to be one whole story, or is it going to end on a cliffhanger for the?
This is the beginning of a five max 10-part miniseries.
Okay.
This isn't going to be one of those things that's going to go on for like ever. I very much don't want it to, like, I have a narrative arc that I have all planned out, that is contained within a short story, but I need multiple issues to do it. And you know, this I do think that the way that we end on this, it is obviously like a cliffhanger that sets up for the next part. But yeah, like with every single issue of a comic book, you need to effectively tell its its own little contained story. Like that was one of the big things back in the 90s is you could pick up any issue of any comic book and read it and have a good time. It didn't matter if you hadn't read the past like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
You'd be able to kind of tell what's going on. And so that's one of those things that we're really going to be bringing in with the Embrace, is that any issue could potentially be your starting point. But I mean, obviously we'd like you to read from start to finish, and that's the best way to do it. But like, you know, this does follow a 3-arc structure. Even within this book, there is a somewhat resolution at the end of this book, but we do set up for the next one. And that's how I intend on writing all of these.
Okay. And the second question, is he only going to encounter street level villains, or are we talking about like maybe some supernatural stuff like in Spawn? You know what I'm saying?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Okay. Now, okay, so there probably isn't going to be. It's probably going to be street level villains in the beginning or something like that, right? Like,
yes.
Okay.
I can't say too much about that stuff because we have been very secretive about the antagonists with the Embrace for a reason. Like you get to see one of the big ones there in that pinup, Diablo, who's the head of the gang that killed David.
Okay.
And so like he's a massive piece of garbage, but this is the whole thing. Like, I don't want to give away too much because I do want people to read it. We have some things that are set up even in this first book that I can't say too much.
All right. No, I get it. I was just curious because one of my favorite things about Spawn was that he like everything was, I mean, I wasn't a huge Violator fan, but when he introduced like the Redeemer, or
Redeemer was really cool.
Yeah. And anti-Spawn, I thought that was really cool. And I was just wondering if you were going to do something like that with the Embrace, because I think that would be a cool twist to see happen in this book.
Well, yeah, as I said, we have some really cool stuff planned for the Embrace, and as far as his antagonists are concerned, I just can't go into it.
That's completely cool too. I'm not going to question you too much afterward. But yeah, dude, check it out. I need to put the link to the Embrace in the chat so people can check it out. I fucking forgot to put it in the description. So.
That's okay. These things happen. That happened to Jimmy Reyes was just drawing the Embrace yesterday, and he got like a quarter of the way through his stream before he realized, like, shit, I didn't put the link in the description.
But it looks like you went up a couple of backers, so that's good. So you're the thing is that this is the season to where people like are backing books, and I don't know why, but a lot of these books are being overlooked. Especially like the Embrace, like there was another one I had on, and it was complete. Oh, Confederate Monster was overlooked. Like all these books, and I'm like, these are great books, dude. These are great. They have phenomenal art in them, and it's like I don't know. Like I know people are buying comics, you know what I'm saying, and I know they're backing campaigns because I see it.
It's just a matter of, there's a lot of us that are coming up in on this end that are, we're still trying to build up our platforms and everything. We don't have the public platforms of a lot of these other guys.
Well, I don't think you guys have any cred either. Like it's, you know what I'm saying?
Like that's what it all comes down to, is all we can do is push as hard as we can, fight for every dollar that we make, and deliver products until people start noticing. And that's literally all we can do.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, you're making up for past sins is what you're doing. But,
of course.
yeah, I mean, that's the name of the game, I guess. But I just see all these phenomenal projects. And I'm like, dude, I was like, how are you people overlooking this?
Well, I really appreciate the high praise. And so we have this video up. So I guess I should probably give a little bit of a preamble on this. So, I mentioned earlier that we got some fantastic fan art for this fan art contest. And, we only had 3 people win, but we had some really cool submissions. So this one was, this piece was that's on this box is done by guy Derek Clay, who had submitted it, and he did a phenomenal job. And so what I decided to do was, for every single backer that backs the one of each tier, once we cross 5,000, this is going to be what your tier comes in, is this special custom box of the Embracce. It's 12 by 9 by 2.
Nice. Yeah, that's badass. That's my stoner music. That's what I It's funny. I can't smoke weed, like I'm allergic to it, but I used to play lead guitar for a stoner band. I love stoner rock, like that Black Sabbath type of shit. And yeah, I don't know. That's what I listen to when I'm working.
Hey, man. Nothing wrong with it.
But yeah. So that's the Embracce. So you said you're in the military too, right?
I was, yeah. I did 6 years in the Army National Guard as an infantryman.
Oh wow, awesome. Did you have to jump out of planes or anything like that, or?
No, nothing. Nothing that exciting. I rode around in Blackhawks a few times. That was fun. But the only deployment I had wasn't even really a deployment. We went to Qatar to do some security on some government assets.
Yeah.
And it was literally just a paid vacation in the devil's asshole. It was like we didn't really have anything that we could do, so it was just you worked out, played video games, watched movies, did whatever you could to kill time.
That sounds like exactly what I used to do when I used to work offshore. It was like 90% downtime and 10% time when you had to like go on site or some stupid shit.
And that was like the thing, is like even when you were on duty, you were still doing that shit. like we would all like be bringing our laptops and everything. Awesome. Thanks so much, Eddie.
Eddie loves shit like that. Eddie's book too. Like, you guys should think about doing something together. As far as
I've seen Eddie's book. I backed Eddie's book. I backed Eddie's book day one. I think he was on a stream, and they were looking through his campaign and went, "Holy shit!"
Yeah, no, I noticed Eddie's book too. I was like, "Holy shit!" I seen the trailer and I was like, "Fuck!" I was blown away. I was like, "This is fucking incredible, dude." But like, yeah, I think that would be the perfect matchup. Actually, is the Embracce and Eddie's werewolf book. You know,
well, with how things are going in the indie scene, you never know.
So, yeah, no, I mean, right now, me and Sim are working on the Doc Salem Blood Hunt crossover, and Brian Kriskow's writing it. But like, here's the thing: like, I think me and Sim's characters are kind of, classic type of vampire Frankenstein type of characters, but with Eddie's got this whole biotech mystical werewolf shit going on. And I just think like with your character, I mean, just first glance, I think it would be a perfect matchup to do something like that. But that's on you guys. But if you like, once you get your campaign fulfilled and you get, some cred, and Eddie does the same, I would seriously push you guys into doing something like that. I think it would be awesome. But Yeah, because
Yeah,
there's so many books like this. Like I, I think
man.
Professor
Anthony,
Murph.
oh yeah, Professor Murph has War Party, which looks
Yeah.
badass, and
Yeah.
he gets extra props because the big thing that got me to go back War Party wasn't even the fact that it was like cool shape shifting people into like animals. It was the fact that it was set during the French and Indian War, and I was just like, and that's a time period that nobody fucks with. I'm down.
Yeah,
I'm a
well,
huge
Murph's
history.
he loves that you know, that time period. I don't know why. I'm not a big fan. You know,
Oh, it's
but I'm also
there's some cool shit in the French and Indian War that just
yeah.
often people overlook. Like French and Indian War is really where you got to see like guerrilla warfare tactics start to become mainstream in warfare. That's
Well,
where you have. Mhm.
I think that's the only way they could actually compete with the English, because the English were doing they were doing like this regimented like fighting. You know what I'm saying? Like stand, pack your powder, shoot.
Well, like that was the whole thing, was that you had the Native Americans were using like a pseudo guerrilla warfare style against the British. So then what ended up happening is you had a few colonial officers creating regiments of partisan rangers that were
Yeah,
using the Native American tactics and everything.
exactly.
Um,
Yeah, like I think they might, like honestly, maybe they were new to war or something like that, but they thought there were rules to war. You know,
but
there's no rules
there
to war.
back during that era, there were effectively it like it, like even before Geneva Convention, there have always been like kind of respected do's and don'ts.
Yeah,
Um, when it came down to waging campaigns.
yeah, like
Um,
don't kill children, don't rape people.
well, that both of those things happened aplenty during like pillaging and everything like that. But like there were certain things where like you didn't attack like medics for like if you had someone that was helping the wounded, generally you weren't like if you attacked them, that was a no-go. Or like you know there's always been kind of like conventions in warfare, but for like that era where you had everybody in rank and file, it really was kind of like a gentleman's agreement with warfare, where it was volley for volley, uh,
Yeah,
which sucks if you're standing there taking the volleys. But
uh, they're not playing by the same rules. That's crazy. Like I just find that so weird. But yeah, I mean, um, there's yeah, I think that gentleman's agreement went out the window. I think
I mean,
I
it
think they
certainly
killed
did.
medics. No,
It's
no, 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 no. That dude's not coming back on his field.
it certainly did by the end of the 20, like, and that was the thing, is that's how we fought war for a long time. Like people think that it went away after the American Revolution. We were still fighting like that up through World War One. That like a trench warfare was effectively
That's
like
crazy.
like that's why World War One, like everyone talks. I like everyone obviously always pays attention to like World War Two, but like World War One is one of those really fascinating things, because we had like full on automatic weapons and everything like that, and they developed trench warfare as a way to effectively maintain rank and file combat. Like that's effectively what it was. You still had people marching in regiments across battlefields, trying to charge across no man's land and getting everyone massacred.
That is crazy, dude. That is fucking nuts. And then you had fucking mustard gas or whatever the fuck. It was crazy. Yeah.
Yes,
We're really good at slaughtering each other.
that we are.
It's awesome. And that's where comic books come from, children. That's where, and here's the history of the Embrace.
Oh God.
Trench warfare.
Oh man, somebody's gonna end up taking all this entire conversation out of context and putting it into Michael
course.
Oden condones.
Michael's getting charged with treason. I had a buddy that was in the military, and he did his 3 years and he got out. He was just going in for his scholarship. Yeah. But he said within the fine print, it says that they can call you back for any reason whatsoever within the next 7 to 10 years. So
yes, and so that used to be a thing, especially during the height of the GWOT. Like the most recent global war on terror, is they could reactivate your contract at any given point if they needed to, but they didn't really do that much. And then I don't even think that it's in those. I don't even think that they have it in contracts anymore either.
That's fucking great, actually. Because he would tell me stories. He would be like, yeah, dude, it was like, we were in boot camp, and everybody was sleeping at night, and you hear one dude or a couple of guys just bawling their eyes out, and they're like, fucking kill myself, I can't be here, and I kind of get it, because when I was offshore, they had something called Gulf sickness, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what it was your first time on a Gulf. You got to realize your whole life for the next 2 to 3 weeks, some guys it's a month, was 50 feet in either direction. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. That's your whole world. Or actually, it was smaller than that. It was probably 25 feet in either direction, and the rest of it is miles and miles of water. And it was, the first couple of days you're like, yeah, I can do this. And then it starts slowly wearing you down. Like,
oh no, 100%, man. Well, and with the military, what you're talking about are called stop-lossing contracts. It was, and they haven't really. There was a big thing where you had guys getting stop-lossed back during like the height of Iraq. Was it when things were getting real bad over there, that you had some people getting their contract stop-lost, but it never got. Like now you very seldomly see that happen, and it is one of those things where it takes a toll on a lot of guys, and then on top of that, there's a lot of guys that go into the military thinking that they're going to be the next
guys?
Billy Joe badass, and it's not for them. It's not something that's for everybody, and it's really interesting, because you'll have a lot of guys that go into like basic or any of those things like super motivated to go be the ultimate warrior, and then they barely make it through, and they get out the first chance that they get with their contract, and then you've got your guys that you'd expect to be like, oh yeah, I'm doing my minimum and getting out of here, and like skating by. And these guys go off to be freaking NCOs and do fantastic things.
I get that though, because the way it worked with me was not granted, this isn't the military. You know what I'm saying? This is offshore, right? And so you're 300 miles offshore, and you're there for a few weeks out of the month, but you're surrounded by people you don't know, and the people are constantly changing, and it's all guys. It almost sounds like jail, to be quite honest. Except without the rape and murder. That's
this is the minor details.
Yeah, and the drugs. There's no drugs either, because they constantly drug test you while you're out there. And but here's the deal, dude. Like I was there for 8 months, and after a while, you like it. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's like, once you get past that period of adjustment, and you start to accept it, you really start to like it too. Because like you change you adapt to your surroundings. You know what I'm saying? Like
100%. Well, like, and it's one of those things where I like there are a lot of difficulties with soldiers transitioning coming back home, and a lot of that has to do with the fact that when you get used to living in that lifestyle where you always have someone that's got your back, and you always have this and you always have that, that when you are left to your own devices, you just kind of don't know what to do, and a lot of guys end up shutting down because they did like as much as you will hear soldiers bitch about everything
yeah,
incessantly while they're in it. The moment that they're out, there is
they don't know how to
a
function.
yeah. Well, it's not even that they don't even know how to function. It's that they miss everything that they had to take advantage of before.
Yeah, yeah. It's kind of like I said, I was never in the military, but I'm just like kind of
I mean, it
relaying
sounds
what
like
I went through.
it
So,
sounds like your experience offshore is very similar to what a lot of guys go
well,
through in the
it's kind of like I don't want this to sound weird, but you become more manly. You know what I'm saying? Because you're around a bunch of guys, right? And they're talking guy talk, so you don't have to mind your manners. There's no women around or anything like that. You know, no small children, so you can talk about anything you want. You can be a prick. Of course, somebody's going to check you if you become a prick. You know, and it's crazy, dude. Like it really. Like, I don't know. It's like your testosterone levels like go up a few because now you're kind of competing to be alpha to pack, or you don't want to be beta. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? And it's kind of like that pack mentality a little bit. Um, and what he said was, what he told me was that everything you hear about is true, like blanket parties, all that kind of stuff. They don't condone it, but they don't necessarily like discourage it either.
It's
You
it's
know?
it's it's one of those things where at basic when somebody fucks up
Yeah,
really bad and gets everybody screwed over, the drill sergeant's just like, anything that I see, anything that I don't see does not happen. That
yeah.
being said, like blanket parties and everything, I've seen them happen. I like I've
Careful what you say next.
I,
I
like
participated in a few.
no. I went to a military high school. I was an enlistment in the army. Like I've seen them happen in military school. I got blanket partied once. Like these things, yeah, it happens, but it doesn't happen. It's usually when somebody screws up like really bad, or screws up
And
constantly.
that's when the drill sergeant says, "Oh no, you sit down and rest. You motherfuckers do laps. Oh, you get have a drink while your platoon does a lap.
Oh man,
A few laps."
we had this thing when I was in basic, and no, we never found out who did this, but somebody had stolen medication from the drill sergeant's office. Like somebody
Ooh.
had like meds, and somebody stole a thing of their somebody's prescribed medication from the drill sergeant's office, and nobody fessed up. And we had obviously no one had an idea of who it was. So literally from that moment on in basic till we like literally the last time they did this to us was like a week before we graduated. Um,
Do you read that right there? What? now now you have to explain it.
okay, so blanket party for Maiden Hell is when there's a group of people that they will go in, they will go to a person's bunk while they are sleeping, hold
And
down
have
the
their way.
blanket
No, I'm kidding.
so that they are so that they're kind of trapped there while the other people come in, usually with socks and something hard in the sock to beat the crap out of them while they're being held down. Is
And
what
it's
a
never in
blanket
the
party
face,
is.
right? It's
No, and like the whole point is that you use something that will hurt but won't bruise, so you aren't leaving a mark. It just sucks to get clobbered. In military school they would use oranges.
oh god, that's gotta suck.
They'd put an orange in a sock, and it sucks when you get hit by it. It is not pleasant, but you will not have any welts or anything in the morning, so you won't be able to go snitch.
Yeah. Some people used to use. I'm not talking about in the military, but as far as like beating their kids and their wives with phone books, and
Oh,
because it doesn't leave a mark.
jeez.
Yeah.
But anyways, to move back, so when what ended up happening to us was every night we had so you always have fire guard at basic, which is like you have like two people that are that like it's hour long, it's usually like hour long shifts, and you have two people that'll be per hour that wake up and do fire guard and watch over the bay while everyone's asleep. But because of this huge fuck up, we had 50-50 fire guard, which means half the barracks was up per hour. So it was 50-50 fire guard in full battle rattle, and then every hour on the hour everyone had to wake up and go to a formation where we'd get smoked for 10 minutes, and then we'd all be allowed to go back to bed.
That sucks.
We like the drill sergeant was like, you're required to get 8 hours of sleep, and you're gonna get those 8 hours, but they're not going to be consecutive. You're going to fucking hate your life until somebody comes forward.
Well, damn, that sucks. Did nobody ever came forward?
Nobody, dude. They literally carried this on until like the second to last week of basic training, and our senior drill sergeant came out because like at this point we're well past like the beginning stuff of basic where they're trying to break you, but like our senior drill sergeant was like, look, I'm not going to keep doing this to you guys. So whichever one of you guys was responsible for this, you're a fucking piece of shit. And I like he straight up was like, and I hope you get blown up by a grenade overseas. Like that.
That's fucked up.
His whole thing was like, you let your battle buddies suffer for your mistake and kept your lips shut. So fuck you. Like
he probably didn't care because he was on pain meds the whole time. Or not.
Probably. No, but so like he he was like, I'm not going to keep punishing the rest of you for this. Like you guys have been doing really well. We're not going to be keeping this up anymore.
Yeah.
So like that happened like the
Hello? I lost you. Your mic's gone.
Yeah, accidentally hit the mute button.
So when you what did you do with the medication?
I didn't do anything with the medication. It wasn't my meds. No, I got you. No, but it was basic was really interesting, man. Like it's one of those experiences. And
did you guys ever sneak off a base and go?
Oh hell no, we wouldn't have been able. and in fact, what was the funny thing was, so one of our drill sergeants was this crazy dude named Drill Sergeant Kaluzny, and he would every morning whenever he was running PT, which were like the most fucked mornings of PT, we would be going and we'd just be getting the dog shit smoked out of us, and he'd take us to the train tracks and he's like, you want to leave? Go on ahead. You can leave. Just run that way. Just run that way. they'll bring you back here.
Yeah.
They'll find you.
I had a friend of mine that did. He thought he was being treated unfair, and he said something had went down, and they were blaming him, but it wasn't his fault. So he left base. He went in the woods and he built a lean-to and all kinds of shit like that. And he said he spent about a month like in the woods, just living the way they taught him to live, you know, in training. And he said he of course he got court-martialed and he got kicked out the army because you can't do that. But he said they were kind of impressed because they were like, well, he did what we told him to do. Like he he soaked up everything we taught him. So
oh man, I don't know why this made me think. There's a joke military like news site called the Duffel Blog, which is all like it's effectively like Babylon B or something like that, except for military guys.
Yeah.
And so like a while ago, there was this article that they had posted where it was new recruit shows up after 5 years of AWOL with but having retrieved grid squares that he was sent to go find when he got to his unit. Because one of the big things one of the big things that you'll hear is one of the big things that you'll see is whenever some brand new green guy gets to a unit that like the big thing is the older members of the unit will fuck with them and send them off to go do shit that doesn't exist.
I know. Yeah, we used to do shit like that.
Like so it's like yeah, go on ahead and get me a box of grid squares, you know, from a map, or like telling them to go up to the platoon sergeant and ask for a perky 7.
There was one when I used to work at a screen print shop. Like they would send a new guy off to find a left-handed squeegee, you know, and a squeegee doesn't have a right or left; it's just a squeegee. So
yeah.
walking around, hey, did you see the left-handed squeegee? It was fucking stupid.
Oh man.
And, yeah, it's retarded, dude. Some people.
Oh, it's a black like it was always fun doing that sort of stuff. It was like the one that they got me with was having me go ask for a 320 blank firing adapter, and a 320 is the grenade launcher. Guess what doesn't have a blank firing adapter? A 320. And so like a jackass, I go stumbling over to the freaking the quartermaster asking for this, and he just looks at me. He's like, "You're dumb. Go away."
Look at this. My ex was an apprentice. His boss sent him to find foreskin clips.
It's a rite of passage thing. You're the new guy. You come in. You have no idea what to expect from this job that you've done, and so the guys that have been working there forever go, "Let me. I'm gonna have him go do something stupid that doesn't fucking make sense."
Everything I heard, I knew somebody that had went into the Marines, and they broke him down so bad that when he came home, like he had to be told to sit down. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was so used to following orders, like it was crazy. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, and you'll see that from time to time.
J Money says it was pretty erotic when he was in the military. I don't know what that means, but it was.
I know what he means. He got himself into some manfernos.
That's another thing too, dude. Like my buddy, this dude I grew up with, like and I don't know how, but he ended up in the military. And this guy, I would never think he would, like he used to do a lot of drugs. He would party all the time. He was having a great life, and he decided to go to the military. I don't know why, but he said his sergeant said, "Hey, you want to come hang out and watch some movies, drink a couple of brewskis later on?" And he goes, "Yeah, sure." So he goes up to his quarters, and the dude puts gay porn on,
That's
And he
not
goes,
surprising.
and he goes, "You're into this?" And he goes, "Nope." And that was it. He
Goodness.
drank his beer and he left, and that was it. And I guess he kept his mouth shut if he knew it was good for him. So.
We had these guys that we like whenever we were out in the field. I knew it didn't even have to be in the field. It was whenever we were out out with everybody and like whether it was in the field or at barracks or what have you. In the morning, they would always wake everybody up by bringing out fucking porn and just like blasting it. And so you just wake up to like a chick's mid climax and everything.
That's fucking
And
awesome,
like,
dude.
God damn it.
Well, we used to fuck with each other too. We'd like put porn tapes on like in between our windshield wipers. Yeah, this is back before there was, this is in the 90s. But it's crazy. This stupid shit. Fun with porn.
There is certainly a bit of it.
Deep fakes now, you can actually push that shit a lot further. Like you can actually put your buddy's face.
Oh God. I wish I wish that was available back when I was in the army. That like the guys that I'm talking about would have had a blast with that, and I can only imagine who they would have deep faked into some of those. Like they would have had way too much fun, and we would have been in so much fucking trouble.
Dude, it would have been a blast. I wish there was deep fakes back then. I'm actually thinking about doing a deep fake with my brother. Brothers, just have them going at it.
Oh fuck.
And play it at a family Christmas party or something. What is this?
Oh, sure
what have you guys been doing?
I'm sure that'll be popular. Oh goodness.
Ma, where did you go wrong? This is bad parenting. This is what this is.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I haven't had the time to experiment with deep fakes, but beware.
They're coming. It's like Preston's just like, oh, don't worry, they're coming. I just haven't had the time yet.
I've been going through my archives and finding pictures of Eddie Winkler.
Oh no.
Send it to Eddie's wife. I don't know what's going on, but he wouldn't put a sub to my channel, and this is what happened.
I told him it was the right thing for him to do, but he just
It's a blast. All right, guys. Everybody go back the Embracce. It's not what it sounds like. It's like
it's not a porn thing.
Hold on, wait a minute. Jeez, Eddie's wife's been through the mill, dude. I've seen it already. Everybody go back to Embracce. It's badass. It's the indies answer to Spawn, and it really does look good. I think if you like really Haunt, you like Spawn, go for it. Also, it looks like you went up a couple of hundred since.
Yeah, we did. We're up to 3,600. We were at 34 when we started this. So thank you guys so much. For coming out and supporting us.
Yeah, these people are awesome. These people. Unhinged Entertainment, ID Crisis, Eddie Winkler, Made in Hell. Yeah, all these people are awesome. They tend to support people that come on this channel. I don't know. They're just really cool about it.
They seem like pretty cool people. I recognize a few of those names out there.
It's a good crowd.
Yeah.
This is the cool kids. This is where the cool kids are.
This is where the cool kids hang out.
Yeah, this is where the cool kids are. And we do a lot of drugs too. Like we have our drug stream where we just
Oh, okay.
No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. All right, back to Embrace. Talk to you later. I got to get some work done. Everybody be good.